Do we want to invite somebody else? Who else can we invite?
We are not taking Sid. If you think we're taking Sid, no, we're not taking Sid.
I'm thinking Sid could probably
Fruitier than a bowl of Fruit Loops.
listen. He could probably listen. See what's going.
Sid came back with a very detailed report of what the main gladiators of the
I'm thinking Sid would be
are
good at listening in before and after the meeting.
Actually, I think we're going to... I would like to send Sid... He did a really good job, is kind of what I saw, right?
Yep.
Then we're going to give him a real task. Specifically the task of the broken shield.
Alright, Ashoka and Magnus go to speak to the Magister. Or sorry, to the Commissar of Games. You head to the Vatapole jail, atop which he keeps his office. There's nobody in there playing halfling croquet. Dimitri is there. Let's see if there's anyone else with him. 3, there is. Oh, there is. He's a busy man. A busy man. Give me a D12 to see who is in his office.
2.
The Knights of Adipole. Oh, it is the dude.
Hey, Nori.
Hey, Nori. He's not. He didn't bring over his halflings though. Let's see if we can find Nori. Lord Nori Nostrum. Ah, yes. And then apparently he shat himself inside of his armor. And they often do that, don't they? More than you imagine. No, I've seen quite a few men shit themselves. Catching the end of the conversation as a halfling comes in and kind of bows to you. You are expected. Please go in.
Thank you.
Magnus and Ashoka of the Conclave of Crimson Scale. Ah, Magnus! I've enjoyed seeing your fights in the arena. What few of them we've seen so far this spring.
yeah, I've got some more coming. Don't worry about it.
We fully expected the champion of this new ludus to be fighting much more often than twice in 35 days.
There's been a lot of new gladiators need training, you know what I'm saying? But don't worry about it.
Might I suggest that you go to the market and buy yourself a proper gladiator, says Lord Nori. Of course.
Looks at the choker. Say something.
Of course, the other ludi are probably snatching them up, and I can't imagine your pockets are very deep. Yes, it is an expensive sport to maintain. But then again, the Conclave of Crimson Sands has expensive patrons. Any sense motive?
All right, yeah. You wank. 26.
They're fishing. They don't know who your patrons are.
Not as wealthy as one might think. Hobbyists, really.
Well, to maintain those facilities, as well as to hide a dragon, cannot be cheap. Of course, if the dragon even exists, says Lord Nori.
Yes, if it does exist. Trying not to let... trying to keep that not ambiguous as possible.
Well, I must say, I did enjoy you showing up those broken shield lot. While they are decent fighters, it is always fun to watch them dangle. Unfortunate business that one was, but she does have disturbing means.
Yes. Unfortunate that one of the shame drove one to ending his own life.
Should have been done in the arena, says Dimitri. Lord Nori's just
Ashoka
nodding.
is checking to see Nori's reaction to that.
Well, they can't all be honorable, is what he says. A stain upon her dress. He's pouring himself some wine. They do not offer you wine.
That's fine.
We're here, actually, to talk about the end of the season. We're seeing if the end of season games, if you do not know, is when the greatest spectacles are planned. Yes, one day the spectacle will be so great that maybe even the Undying Emperor will arrive.
Is there a... It's actually very important for us to discuss this. Which gladiators of which particular skills would be most appropriate to keep fresh for such games?
Well, I suppose whichever you have left at the end of the season. We are thinking about a multi-ludis match. A sort of King of the Hill sort of event.
Okay.
Magnus is familiar with that style of event.
8 gladiators per side. We're thinking of 3 ludises, perhaps 4. To the victor goes the spoils.
Which ludi were you thinking?
We have not signed up any yet. We are wondering if you would put forth 8 of your gladiators for the end of spring games.
What level gladiators?
Of course, we would make sure that each side had appropriate numbers and skill, so that it would be balanced. Of course, we're here for a fair fight, says Lord Nori.
No unblooded, yes?
Dimitri glances to Lord Nori. Lord Nori just shrugs his shoulders as he's busying himself pouring a couple cups of wine. He passes one to Dimitri. Dimitri just sort of lets it sit there for a moment.
Let's see the...
Lord Nori is like swishing his glass around and smelling the wine. Dimitri is just looking at the cup and then looks back down to his papers and then looks up at you.
I'm still waiting for affirmation on my requirement.
Once we see... No unblooded. Once we see the details in the contract, then we can decide properly. I'm interested, but we first need to see the details.
Well, at this point, we're looking for a gentleman's agreement to put forth such gladiators. Of course, your ludus will be rewarded, regardless of outcome, and there will be a grand prize for such a blood sport.
Of course, we are in a gentleman's agreement. I would just... If the Sea God's Fury are one of the 4, the requirement for no unblooded becomes firm. Sabros is somewhat, salty is the word, with his loss.
Lord Nori just laughs at that. Dimitri shakes his head.
He has a somewhat childlike interpretation of what vengeance is.
Oh, he's an idiot. But,
Nobody likes the Sea God's Fury. This is basically what they said. We will make sure that they are all tested beforehand. Although we cannot help their cheating, says Dimitri. What we really want is for the Broken Shield to participate. And what we really want are the Broken Shield to die.
Who's saying this?
Lord Nuri.
Okay. Sense motive?
Yeah. Wait, Magnus doesn't have any of that shit. Yeah, that's right, sense motive. Oh, yeah.
11? Me.
The Commissar of Games doesn't agree.
Him.
Doesn't agree with him.
Okay.
Whatever skullduggery you get involved in, Lord Nori, shouldn't be done in this office. There will be a fair fight at the end. Of course. Nothing other than the sort. But allying yourselves on the field until one team is standing is permissible. Yes, it should not be done, however, beforehand.
Of course.
He looks up at you. Do I have your gentleman agreement to participate? It would look very strange were you to not make an overture to the Empire and to the civic games at the end of your first season.
Of course, we will gladly.
You have it. But we need to see the
games.
details again. The unblooded.
The gentleman's agreement will be honored.
If you have a grudge to continue against your own knights that seem to be leaving your stable in droves, might I suggest you having a contest, a knightly sort? You seem to like that, Lord Nori. Yes, we will. Horses and all, screaming for blood.
Yes. As I recall, which of the weeks would you like to have our one-on-one nightly challenge, Nori?
Which one was this? Remind me. I totally.
We were supposed to sacrifice a knight to them.
Oh, right. This should be done before the end of the season, he says, annoyed that his friend the commissar won't side with him in just butchering the House of the Broken Shield. Like,
they did something because we were originally under orders from him not to kill people from the Broken Shield.
Yep.
So something happened. Don't know what it is. Something happened.
Could be that he's losing knights. They're leaving. They're all being charmed and wooed away.
Have you perhaps thought of getting, what would you call it? Knights that don't like the fairer sex as much. They might be more effective against the charms.
Funny. So then I can put you down in a gentlemanly way. Yeah. As long as the stakes are fair. There will be a slight fee that we'll have to discuss at the beginning. These types of events are expensive to arrange, but the purses tend to cover, especially if you do place in the top 2, any sort of expense.
These are not... slaughter is not required in these matches, I assume?
Not required, but teams can get carried away. It does depend on those who do finally sign those contracts in the end. Slaughter is a way for recompense for some people, a way to earn money and prestige.
Additionally, there's a question. Organizing fights against both the condemned as well as the Gobleen, that has somewhat eluded us. I believe this is the right location to talk about condemned matches, but the Gobleen themselves are particular in their negotiations.
Let's see.
I have a few warriors that are...
disgusting creatures, hardly worth having my knights ride them down. And then the Commissar of Games says, the people often do like to see goblins die. Twice as much death is the way I look at it. They have provided many sacrifices for the games. Again, the Queen of the Grim Gobleen is her own creature. Tread wisely, says Lord Nori. As for when you want your condemned fight, my door is always open to you, Ashoka, Magnus. Whenever you're ready, one of my knights will ride one of your underlings down. If you could put up a show, that might be a bit better.
Yes.
Commissar of Games is watching. He actually looks through his books. As for condemned matches, if you want to slaughter some criminals as a matinee match, I'm sure we can arrange that. The magistrate is the one that has the rosters of who is condemned and knows which criminals require beating, says the Commissar of Games. I'm sure you've met the magistrate already, I hope?
Yes, he is a proud man of the Empire.
Lord Nori is grinding his teeth when you're mentioning the magistrate, and the Commissar of Games seems to have no problem telling you to go chat with the magistrate if you want to arrange some condemned matches.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Phineas!
the sooner the better, he says. Lord Nori doesn't seem to be getting what he wants from this conversation, and he takes his leave. Dimitri, that's what he says. He gives the two of you a nod as he leaves.
See you around. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, Nemi. Alright, are there any other... I assume the messenger found you well. Prentice put up a good show in his last match.
Yes. We received the funds. It was to this guy you were paying, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there anything other fights you'd wish to register this day?
Magnus is interested in fighting.
Oh, you were mentioning something about, you were saying something before you were interrupted.
Well, we were, of course, looking for some condemned matches, well, something against the Gobleen. But I believe it's in everyone's favor to have, Prentice placed into appropriate matches.
Yes, there are some complaining that even he is not in the right category.
Yes.
We could have a placement match for him to be in the heroic tier. The Grim Gobleen have a hero. As I see it here, he has yet to have his 3 fights yet this season.
Which hero was that?
That is the half-orc. Kane.
What was his class, though?
He's a warrior.
He's the one with the
warrior
lantern.
with a religious bent, and he worships Grimsh.
That guy.
Ahmed, did you take notes?
Did I take notes?
I can tell by the high pitch of your voice. That's
Jesus
a no.
fucking... So Sid did not take good notes.
Ahmed, refresh the screen.
Scroll up in chat. Scroll up.
I refreshed! God damn it! I lost it!
Stupid asshole. Alright.
Seriously, fuck you. Fuck you. I was
Alright.
busy listening. Pages.
Did you find it?
I found it.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm doing the work.
Gobleen, add page.
He's basically saying you could probably have a match against the Grim Gobleen champion to put Prentice into the heroic tier. Now Prentice doesn't have the level for the heroic tier, but he's proven that he can kick the crap out of like 3 dudes at once. So this is where the levels don't always match to which tier you're in.
So Ashoka wants to set up a non-lethal match where he loses.
Yes.
So that he can keep him overpowered in a lower category and still get fights.
Yep. I think it's a good idea.
I'm sure I could pass it along to the Queen of the Grim Gobleen. It would be a good match to see a champion. There are houses that like to keep the Gobleen thin in herd. especially with quality, where they do have quantity at their disposal. I, frankly, do not care. They're disgusting, but they know how to die. Also, it would be a crit in that match.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah, well, and that's what happened on the other fights too. It was all the fights have been like that.
Oh, have you received a visit from one of the wizards?
No. Not to my knowledge.
I've seen several petitions cross my desk, talking about bringing wizard duels to Vatapol. It is something that I have given some considerable thought as commissar of the games, and there is some, well, really good reasons why we would do such a thing. Of course, there's a lot of paperwork when dealing with wizards, and we do not have our own null stones here, which we would have to install at some point. Expensive business, counteracting wizards and spellcasters. Vatapol, we've always been much more open to these things. Oh, yes. He told me that he was going to pay a visit to your wizard. Izram the Black.
Does Ashoka know of an Izram the Black showing up?
No guy named Izram the Black has showed up while you're here. In fact, he's visiting your ludis right now.
Oh,
awesome.
well then, it'd be like, is Izram the Black a human?
Imperial, yes. He comes from a strong family of wizards. Good imperial backing. Very rich. He smiles. A false smile.
He should get along well with Phineas, then, I suppose.
Yes, one of your three is a wizard. The quiet
Yes.
one.
get back to the ludus, it's all in flames, fireballs going all over.
Yes.
I
I think we should prepare that heroic match.
I can arrange a meeting in my office here. Sometimes it takes a little bit more to push them over the edge to have their champions fight, but the champions should fight. The crowds desire it. It's a good way to make money. Your champion, your condemned champion against their champion. He smiles at Magnus. A little shot in.
Yes.
Break a little table leg over your head.
Yeah, he could. He's definitely hiding behind his position.
Additionally, we would.
I'm sure that you could have a duel match. They have more than a few gladiators. They throw in a half dozen goblins, and you could have the champions of the Conclave versus the champions of the Grim Gobleen. It'd be a wonderful fight to see Magnus fighting beside your condemned man.
Ashoka's going to look to Magnus. Ashoka thinks this is a decent idea.
He's like, I'm gonna kill him, or he's gonna try to kill me. So Magnus is thinking,
There's no try.
yeah, that crit bastard. You need more dice than that. Ah!
He is condemned. If he dies, then you could always find another.
Yes.
And of course, you are beyond the touch of death, it says. I would be very interested in that fight. I'm sure that fight would draw quite the crowd.
Oh, wait, sorry. Fine. But it'd be non-lethal match.
Whatever you decide with the Queen is up to you. I am merely here to facilitate the matches and to make sure that coin continues to flow and that blood smears the grounds of our great civic arena.
Speaking of coin continuing to flow,
My favorite part, he says, and he leans in a little bit.
My friend here wishes to mount a demonstration against the women. It is going to be an informal martial demonstration, but we would not want to anger any of those in charge of the flow of money.
A demonstration against which women? Goblin women? I'm sure they're rather hard to tell apart, he says. Smile.
Although, oh fuck,
No.
I don't remember their name.
What are they?
Yeah, I don't have
Maeve's
tools.
fighting school,
The maidens women. I understand your exasperation.
We've allowed them to have their fighting school so that at least they can be trained. They can enter the arena as independents, they just simply do not have a ludus. And as for street fighting, that is illegal here in Vatapol, and we crack down on it rather seriously. It would be a good way for you to lose a few gladiators.
What about the other gladiators?
You could have such things in your private abode, however. Training in each other's courtyards is perfectly acceptable, and he smiles at Magnus.
I do more than training, you know what I mean?
Oh, I've
Yes,
heard.
that's why we're having this discussion.
You need strong women, trust me.
We do love our Valkyrie. It's just we can't have our town overrun by them. It just wouldn't be proper. Besides, we have already decreed no. She's been told what she needs to do in order to have a ludus here. You have a patron with deep pockets. She does not. And while her winnings are considerable, she is no longer as active as she was before. We like to keep our maiden high upon the pedestal so we may gaze, as we may gaze up at her and remember the great fights that she had. Perhaps again she'll wander into the ring to make more money, for the glory of the Imperium. Until then, well, I would highly suggest not having any public fights. We already have problems enough with all of those monks running around wanting to show each other whose style is best.
You ought to show them my style is best.
Ashoka grins at that because he
Yes, you
heard
did.
it.
That gnome, that giant killer, sure had it coming.
Fucker.
Yes, there
Gnomes
is
often are.
dissent amongst the human clan.
All right.
Private match. I'm sure there are rich patrons out there that will pay and attend your party if you had your gladiators fight a bunch of women. However,
Oh no, it will be tempi, not gladiators.
wouldn't it be bad, however, if you beat them? It would also be bad if you lost to them. We
Yes.
already know that Magnus has been swooned by one of them already.
I broke 3 beds with her already. Don't, come on. I'm the winner in that fight. I was just sleepy.
I'm afraid Vatapol just doesn't have room for the Valkyries, or whatever they're going to be called. Perhaps they should try their hand in the Imperial City. I believe they're much more cosmopolitan there.
Not that I've... There's the other fight that I've heard rumor of.
What other fights?
Oh, the ones that potentially, rumor has it, occur in the darkness, mostly in the off-season.
Pit fighting, or private venues. Yes, there are some that have. Licenses.
Have they fought there?
Fighters' independence. Of course, if they do that, they are subject to rules that they don't seem to want to be a part of. They need to learn how to get along.
What are the rules of those fights?
Fighting as an independent could land you in the city's jails as one of their gladiators. You do not have proper representation, sign the wrong contract, get too far into debt.
Alright, the second this conversation's done, I have to go make food. Just chomping on candies. Oh god, can't handle it. Alright.
He's drinking wine. This is just me
Shit, a
chomping on
cube
candy.
of sugar after this.
Just gonna eat a sugar cube. Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else that I can help you with? Shall I arrange the meeting with the Queen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we will... You haven't spoken with the fan, have you?
He, does a double take. Not all of us are a fan of the Fan of Man.
He did mention that he was going to...
He looks sour. He, you touched a sore point.
Does he use him sometimes?
Maybe you should lay out the wine, you son of a bit. Anyways.
Vehicle.
He chokes on his wine a little bit, goes... Not all of us are a fan of that man. If he even is one.
Ashoka does not confirm.
His sycophants are everywhere. Be careful. His charms, his patronage can be a fickle thing. There are those that have learned to suckle from that fat teat, only to have it torn away the most dire time.
Hear that? Huh. I take that as a no, then.
He spends most of his time in the Imperial City, but his eyes are here.
Oh, yes.
Now,
He particularly enjoys Magnus's fights. He's grown a liking, however temporary, of him.
I'm sure he says that of all the gladiators. Oh no, Drixer's got heartburn from pizza. Bad pizza.
He needs something that I don't recognize. I'm assuming that's just Pepto.
Kale, fuck that thing.
The cocaine-covered fat man.
Well,
Thank you for it.
return here. Let's see. He looks at his schedule. I see. I have a meeting with the Queen later this afternoon. You could rudely interrupt at 2 hours past noon.
Perfect.
It's awfully hard to get good help these days. He just marks something into his little calendar, into his little schedule.
Hey, look at he keeps on
It looks like I'm double booked. He smiles. Don't say I've never done anything for you.
Oh, I would never say such a thing. We appreciate all you've done for us.
All right, send in the next one, is what he says.
Okay, leave.
All right, Mark. Who is at the ludis?
Oh, it's Izram the Black.
You've got
Your
Derm
question is
Dragon
Junior?
Feeder cleaning out your bottles just at the moment.
Okay.
Because apparently he did a really good job cleaning the dragon den, and you need cleaners
Okay.
and cleaning.
And he's all right. Yeah, he's the guy.
Sid's in the next room compiling notes and being kind of like...
No, where did I leave those notes? Notes are everywhere. Where are they notes?
Nix has just been watching him like with weird fascination. Dum-dum. Batman.
He loads a crossbow. Puts it beside the door.
Batman! Batman! Batman!
Bird, have a death wish. Wish bird death.
The little imp comes in. Your little imp's kind of like the messenger of the house. It's like he comes and tells you, like, dinner's ready and, like, people are coming and that sort of thing.
That's friggin' awesome.
And then,
Master Phineas, sir?
Yes.
There are some cowled people outside, waiting for you. They have a ghost-pulled carriage.
Perception? Does Sid hear this?
yes.
Okay.
They are saying that wizard needs to step outside.
Wizard we have. Ooh, you are wizard. They are coming, visitors. Should I make tea? My tea or poison tea.
Alright.
So what are we doing?
He straightens out his words.
You're not a wizard.
No, but perhaps you don't want to step outside alone.
Hmm? That would suck.
Or maybe you are the wizard.
No. I'll be watching. I will see who they are. Hear what they say.
Yeah, well, so will I. So what do I need you for?
Not too bright. Okay. He walks away from you. I'll be outside. I'll be seeing you.
Sid's gonna go outside.
You're gonna go outside?
Not like that.
Okay.
Little Batman.
You gonna turn into a bat?
Yep. I'm gonna fly around. Maybe
Alright.
sit on the building above where they are.
Okay, they do have a beautiful black carriage that seems to be pulled by some spectral horses, and it looks like there's this spectral man sitting in the bench.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
DC 30.
One moment. Find my scales. Well, they can pull that off. No, I cannot. I can't pull that off even though I'm
Okay,
20.
so you don't see the greater imp that is sitting on top of the carriage. But you can see these men dressed in black. They all have wands in their hands.
Oh, Sid is stealthing, right? He's not just a bat in daylight just hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm stealthing around.
Give me a stealth check
Okay.
as you turn into a tiny bat, which is still a pretty big thing. It's like a bunny-sized bat.
43.
The fuck? 43?
Yep.
That's
That's
gonna
not
walk us through how you got a plus 31 at 4th level?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
4 from what's it called?
Ranks.
Ranks 3 because it's my class.
Yep.
4 from my dex.
Yep.
4 from chameleon.
Which is a alchemist power. Got it.
Yep. 1 from trait.
Yep.
5 from cloak.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's 10, 21 right there.
8 from tiny, and then it's a 4 dex from being tiny, so it's another +2. It's another 10, so 31.
Okay. Wow. Alright, so you're a little bat in the middle of the day, hiding in shadows, looking at people. They don't notice you. How dare they make us wait?
Master Phineas, they are still there.
Yes, I will finish what I'm doing, and then I will be out. Let them know.
They may have a greater imp or other imps. They look like wizards.
Well, that doesn't make them polite now, does it?
No, Master, they are not polite at all. And Nim will go and instruct them on ways of politeness. Yes.
Yes, you do that.
Very polite Nim is for imp. He walks on ground. He turns visible for everyone to see. Very polite.
Get his last wing ripped off.
Hello there. I am Nim. I am a polite imp, saying that Master Phineas shall be out when he has done what he is doing. You can wait here, thank you. Bye-bye. Very polite.
This seems to enrage Izram the Black. How dare ye not open the gate? Kill that imp! Perhaps, Master, we should speak to the wizard first? Very well. You'd better be ready to join us.
Okay, he finishes whatever he had to do. That's where I can leave it. I know where I'm at. I can get back
Dragon
to it.
Feet is like, do you keep on scrubbing, yeah?
Yeah, are the bottles clean? No, they're not all clean, so I suppose yes. Keep on scrubbing. Silly questions.
Nick flies on his head and kind of wraps him over the top of the head with his beak and it flies off.
I hate that bird.
Alright, yeah, he heads outside.
Okay. Nick settles in kind of on the other building.
4 men, 5 men, 5 men.
That's what he tells you.
You
You there! Are you one Phineas Garrett?
I am, and you are...
I am Izram the Black. You have meddled in my affairs.
Don't believe that I have. You believe you're mistaken, sir.
Step out here into the street.
I see no reason to.
You're talking behind kind of like some iron bars. A couple of guards wander over, like, is everything okay?
I stand by.
If you will not meet me in the...
How have I meddled in your affairs?
I know that you have visited an old man named Tacitus.
Yes, that's where you go to register.
He takes a step forward. And I know you are playing in his scrolls.
Oh, I was helping him organize some things.
Some of us already have that job.
Well, you're welcome to it. You should try doing a better job, because you're not very good.
How dare you speak to me that way? Don't you know who I am? I'm the son of Izram the Black. I am Izram the Black.
Yes. You're Izram the Black Jr. How very creative.
I came here to give you a chance, wizard. A chance to join my cabal.
No, thank you. But I appreciate the offer.
Then I challenge you! Once the games open up to us wizards, we will bring wizard dueling back to the games of Vanipol. And you...
I won't be joining that.
But I've just challenged you. Have you no spine, worm? You're a worm?
You're a braggart with a big mouth. Good for you. I'm not going to fight you because you think I'm a worm. There's many people who dislike me. Hell, many people in this very building that despise me. I don't fight them on a daily basis.
You're a coward, wizard. I get it. You abjure piece of swine.
Are you quite done?
This isn't over, Garrett.
Yes, it is. Off with you, Izram the Black Jr. Off.
What do we do? Do we get him? No. Hold your wands, lads. This one will meet his end a different way. You will fight us in the arena.
No, I won't.
When I'm guild master, all the wizards of Vanipol will be required to fight.
Marty, when this is going on, Sid's gonna go and sneak behind and like underneath the cart.
Okay, you're underneath the cart.
Yep, I want to hear what's going on afterwards.
Oh, you're in bat form, kind of hanging out underneath the cart?
Yeah.
It's Malfoy.
I like Drakester's suggestion. Just call him Junior now. Hey, Junior.
Okay, he's young. Now that you've met him, give me another knowledge arcana. This is a memory thing.
If it's knowledge, I automatically. If it's just like an int check to remember something, I double it then too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's
But
a
yeah.
knowledge check, but you
Right.
you could use your power.
All right. Plus... Oh. I'm so freaking smart. 39.
SMRT.
You remember him from the Imperial Academy. He was like 3-4 years behind you. You know that he got into trouble because he solved several of his fights with schoolmates and that sort of thing with a blade. Like, he comes from an aristocratic background, and you know that under those robes he carries a sword.
Wait a minute.
He
Izram the Stabber. I remember you. Couldn't use a wand, so he used a knife. That's right.
Not true! That's what he says.
Yes, you kept the blade on your robe. Everybody knew it.
Oh, I should just cloud kill this place. No! And you notice the apprentices are stopping him. You notice a little bit of green smoke coming out of his hands. He's being dragged off by his others. Like
At least you learned magic, and apparently quite well.
he came from a rich family, and you know that he had like the best toys, the best magic toys. He did not want for anything when he was going through the academy, whereas Phineas has continued to having to lower himself to play gladiatorial games to get by as a wizard. Damn, son, he's got daddy issues. Yep, all sorts.
Hang on, I gotta share the apple strudel with my wife.
My daddy got me expensive stuff because he loved me.
Like Malfoy. Very similar, yeah.
Sid's underneath the carriage, listening to what's gonna. I'll kill him. I'm gonna do this and that. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Like, oh.
Remember what happened last time when you cast magic in the streets? Yes, of course I remember. I wouldn't have done it. Though, evil gases do sometimes escape from the sewers.
Sewers, huh? We're gonna find out where the sewers come out from our area.
All right. They go back to their house. Let's figure out where Izram the Black has his.
Well, the high section, right?
Orders. He is rich, yes. But they don't go there.
Oh. Where do they go?
Go to a large abandoned-looking building. And we'll call it the House of the Cabal. It's where him and his little wizard cronies hang out.
Let's burn it down. And by
Yeah.
us, I mean just Sid, burn it down.
Okay. He gathers information about. Oh, do they have lots of magic items sitting around? Do they have wands?
They have labs. They do have wands. They keep on their person. There's 4 of them. Give me one more perception check.
Okay, is it a trap?
Nope.
Nope, 9.
You don't notice their imp flying around or like invisibly going around.
Okay.
That upstart. Don't worry, he is only capable of casting third circle, Izram. Like you said, he is of no match to you. Yes, but I remember him. He was smart. Well, you're smart as well. You're brilliant, Izram. Yes, I know. But he managed to both pass wizard and alchemy classes. I don't know how he did it. He must have cheated.
Adderall.
He received those laurels. You received the same laurels at the graduation years later. Yes. Yes. I'll have to keep a watch over him. Watch what he does. We must learn more about him and the others. Don't worry, we have the numbers. Numbers mean nothing. You think you are going to be able to take out some of these wizards? You can barely handle cantrips! We're starting hard, Izram. This is not a good ball.
You want to join our group? We're really cool. This is pathetic. All right. Looks like they're whining at each other now. Sid's gonna take his leave.
Yep. Don't worry, that old coot will die soon, and you'll be the next. I better be. Come. Let us try to resist illusions again.
All right, Sid heads back.
Yep. Bat flying around in the middle of the day. Phineas, you just go back to work. You're like, that happened.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you,
yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like, that was irritating. What a waste of my time.
Oh, Junior. Oh. You're here to measure whose wand is longer. Okay.
Yeah, Sid'll come over. So Sid'll come back to him.
Okay.
Come back to Phineas.
You hear some flapping in the other room. You thought it was just your familiar. Your familiar is in the room. You can actually see Nem on the table, and then you realize that Sid's in the room.
Okay.
Hey, Phineas. Good boy, you studied hard, didn't you? He doesn't like you. He's scared of you. He's wary. He wants to know everything you do and everything you can do. How did you do alchemy, and how did you do wizardry? Good job. Good job, Phineas. Good boy, you are. Good.
You are a bizarre little man.
He's likely thinking of maybe gassing us through the sewers. So let's see if there's any sewers that come close to where we are right now, and perhaps plug them we will, because poison is bad, it poisons you. Yes?
Yes, I could.
Poison. He has a couple of vials in his hands.
Immediately got him thinking, how could I create a filter?
Yeah. Ooh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm writing down ideas for filters.
Ah, filters. If it's for poison, you probably want to use these chemicals.
Wrists off a couple.
Those are good.
Sid actually has some training in alchemy.
You know how to use these?
Sure I do. Alchemy was basic. It's how you poison. I'm sorry.
I mean, yes, that is one use of it.
So one you. Yeah. Yes, it's one of many. So there's only 4 of them. 4 of his cronies. Wait, sorry. There's only 4 of them. Yeah. They're not good at casting well yet. Yet they are casting, but they're not good. He's still powerful, just because of his items, his things.
According to the books, he's capable of casting 5th level spells.
Sure. But
Well, that's not inexperience by any means.
I still think we can take him. Sorry, I'll stop laughing like that.
No. We shall not engage in this sort of Nonsense, Phil.
I'm gonna go and find sewers. The closest one to us. Make sure they're blocked for now.
We'll start in the inside, then work your way out.
He looks at you like, yeah, I know. I'll see you around. He just walks off.
Yeah, Sid. After you look around for a while, you find 2 drains that lead to the sewers on your property. There's probably one. I will say we'll see. There's one in the courtyard. There's one in each the basements of each of the homes.
Okay, how big are these drains? Like
the ones in the homes
thickness?
are small. Like, yeah, you'd be able to stick your arm kind of in. The
Okay.
one in the courtyard, if you open that up, like a halfling could squeeze through.
We should really lock that.
Yeah, there's a grate on top of it. It doesn't open, but if somebody like removed the grate, it is a significant size hole.
Sid's takes these notes. He makes security recommendations. Get a lock, a metal
Okay, I'll let you
plate.
draw the little hole. It's like right in the middle of the courtyard, like all the blood and sweat and tears kind of like goes down into
It's
the
the
hole.
hole of sorrow.
It's something that we block at night unless it's gonna rain. We leave a little couple of holes for it.
Dinner.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
No one? Okay.
Oh yeah, got it. Oh, there we go. Adam's back. Hello, Adam. So, how's your Skittle sandwich?
Skittle sandwich.
Meaty.
Double sirloin burger, spinach.
Oh yeah.
All right, the Queen of the Grim Gobleen arrives with some goblins.
Yeah, the green lady.
The green lady. Let's see. She needs some
Okay, we'll
goblin.
wait outside until they go in, and then after 5 minutes, we'll come in as well to interrupt.
Yep.
Bunch of goblin gladiators. Yeah, you see her arrive. There's this massive a litter that is being carried by a couple, like maybe 4 orcs, surrounded by a bunch of goblins. A bunch of goblins come with her. She gets off the litter and then comes into the Vatapole jail. You wait for a few moments. You go walking back in. There are a bunch of goblins guarding the way.
Yep.
They've got little gladiuses. Oh, they're so cute. But they're waving their gladiuses at you as you guys approach.
We're gods! Get back!
Of course you are. Walk past them.
look at that!
Give me an intimidate check.
Poor things.
It's make a dismissive check. I dismiss you.
34.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. They weren't expecting that. They pull their swords back from the snake man. They back away as you walk into the office. You're just barging in, or are you?
Just walking in.
Okay. She is sitting on the desk, kind of coyly. She is She's scantily clad. She has a tiara, red hair, and the greenish skin that a half-orc woman ever did have.
Ah,
She looks at you and smiles. You can see her feet are like nudging up against Dimitri's leg. Dimitri's kind of standing there looking flustered, or sitting there looking flustered.
apologies, Dimitri. I didn't realize that you were indisposed. Is this a bad time?
No, just doing some business here.
Okay. So Magnus does this. Yeah.
Okay, Magnus.
How you doing? Good, I see.
I was just stopping by to see my old friend Dimitri, to see how he was doing. Aren't you doing so well, Dimitri? And she kind of goes in and gives him